Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Paducah, Kentucky, where we have Ohio Valley League action between the Paducah Chiefs and the Full Count Rhythm. And this is a resuming of the first game of the year. Let's see if we can get that. Whoops, that's a little bit too much. Maybe that can work for our wide-angled camera today. Running 3 cameras as we tried the last time we were up here. And of course, our regular zoom camera and the bullpen camera that able to get stuck up there today. And the starting pitcher, or actually the relief pitcher, as it will end up being in this game, is Grayson Rhodes, the incoming freshman to Bellarmine. He's from Rodelia, Kentucky. Tell you a little more about him here in just a bit. But if you recall, way back on May 29th, this was, 5 weeks ago, 5 or 6 weeks ago, the very start of the season, Full Count came up here to Paducah to take on the Chiefs and got 2 innings in, and Full Count wishes they hadn't got the second inning. Allowed 4 runs unearned in that second inning. And to start this game, Paducah will lead 4-0. And there are the majority of the people, though, who are in the lineups for both teams that are back in the lineups, more for the Chiefs than for Full Count. But I'll give you that new modified lineup here in just a minute as we get to our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting or resuming lineups. Do appreciate Todd and Linda Hunley for their generous support to Full Count Ministries and Full Count Rhythm, and our title sponsor there in the Madison area. Goodletts Full, right where Madison and Goodletts will come together at Rivergate. People in the area know that Rivergate Mall, but it's coming down. So new structures to be coming. There's a In-N-Out Burger that apparently is almost ready to be opened. It's basically next door to Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Been to In-N-Out once, but I'm a Chick-fil-A guy. Christian chicken. Love me a good salad, and the chicken fingers are good. My breakfast go-to is, of course, the chicken scramble bowl meal with a large sweet tea. Getting thirsty thinking about it. Hopefully I can stay hydrated here while talking and bringing you the sights and the sounds and the action here. We have a doubleheader. We'll finish this first game up as a 7-inning contest, and then another 7-inning contest to follow, as the umpires have made it to the field, at least 2 of them. Not sure if we're going to have 3 today or not. Maybe only 2 for game 1. But let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Welcome back to the Full Count Broadcast Network. Now it's time for the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineup.
And I'm running blind again, or deaf, I guess is the better word tonight, or this afternoon. The commercials, I can't hear them. I have no idea what causes that. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I don't think it matters if it's a road broadcast or not. I have always heard them on the home broadcast, but sometimes I can hear them with my road equipment, and sometimes I can't. Apparently, there's a button I'm either pushing or not pushing, but we'll get through it. I've heard commercials enough times that I think I can guess about when we are coming back from the break. This is Tim Reese, and it's now time for the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups, or the lineups for the resuming of today's now 7-inning contest. For the Rhythm, Rylan Moses will still be leading off, and he's still going to play center field. Kaysen Youngblood is back on the squad. And I don't think it's just for this game. He started that game one at first base, had now a little Debbie double in the first inning, but he is back on the squad after recuperating from, I think, an injury on his foot, well, 3 weeks ago probably. And he is back in the second hole playing first base. Nathan Rowland, who was catching in that game one, is in right field batting third. Hudson Separulo, the DH, in the cleanup spot. Bryson Hamilton's going to slot in at the 5 hole and be behind the plate. He is taking the place of Charlie Bozeman, who is not here today. So he'll bat 5th and be behind the plate. Tate Dickinson will take the spot of Jay Fuller out in left field and bat 6. Cam Suggs is the third baseman, hitting 7th. Ryder Blanchard will check in for Joel Chandler the second and play shortstop, bat 8th. And Kaysen Hill back in the 9 hole, and he is playing second base. So he moves from right field to second base in this contest. And Kaysen Youngblood is leading off. Hang on. Josh Carmen asking who's leading off the innings for each team. I'm looking at my score sheet and advising that information. So apparently we will only have 2 umpires. So you see they are meeting. That big man out there might be James Purnell. He was here last time but did not officiate. And I'm not sure who his helper is. Could be Brad Polk or Robert Boone, who both of those umpires were here last time as well. So let's get back. And Grayson Rhodes is going to take the spot of Joey Greenstreet, who went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs that were unearned, walked a batter, struck out 2, did plunk 1, faced 13. And right now, unfortunately for Joey Greenstreet, he's the pitcher of record until and unless the Rhythm can get back and tie this game. Josh Carmen, of course, is the head coach of the Full Count Rhythm. Pitching coach is Jimmy Gamboa. Assistant coaches, Jonas Smithson and Nick Krupp. Krupp also the assistant general manager. Basically, he's the chief bottle washer. He does it all for Full Count. If you need Little Debbie snack cakes on the Anchor Transportation bus, Nick Krupp's your man. If you need water bottles cooled off in the ice bucket, Nick Krupp's your man. If you need signs put out, you guessed it, Nick Krupp is a Trevecca Trojan manager, I guess, is what I think he wants to get into coaching one day, and I think he's a rising senior at Cervecca. I've been extremely impressed with his abilities, his heart, um, his work ethic, and appreciate his help here for the broadcast, especially on the road as well. Let's get the starting lineup for the Paducah Chiefs, who come in with a record of 11-14. Full counts is just opposite of that, 14-11. But Paducah's had their way with the rhythm the last three games that they've played. The head-to-head competition, full count won game one. That was a walk-off sack fly by Charlie Bozeman. But then since then, it's been 5-4 Paducah, 10-7, and 4-2 in the latest victory at Drakes Creek Park last week. So here's how they will line up, as was the case for the first game of the year. Javon Andrews leading off, playing center field. Brett Haas batting second, playing third base. Trey Dooley is in left field, hitting third. Jack Robinson is a cleanup hitter. He plays right field. And I understand that Landon Gilbert will check in for Austin Spears at shortstop and bat in the fifth hole, and he should be leading off the bottom of the third. Carson Reed behind the plate, hitting sixth. Jace England is at first base, batting seventh. Austin Wilson, the DH. And batting ninth is Maddox Cope, the second baseman. And we're going to see who's on the hill. It was Kaysen Mitchell, and it still is Kaysen Mitchell. He is staying in the ball game. So Kaysen Mitchell is a right-hander. He's a freshman at Brescia College. Hometown is Bardwell, Kentucky. And he will face 2, 3, and 4 in the rhythm lineup, as Dave Roughton, the public address announcer, is providing details of the schedule for today. Galamall's here. She's looking for a front row seat. Cam Suggs. She got she got in her car. She locked herself out of the car and apparently got back in, and she's here up from Clarksville, Tennessee. So got to meet her before the game. Angela Pomnitz, I believe is how she said her name. So she won't be checking in on YouTube tonight. She's here in row number 2. Going to watch her grandson, Cam Suggs. Grayson Rhodes, when he gets to the mound, 6'2", 195-pound. Right-hander, son of Jason and Hester Rhodes. Brother to Aiden. He's got a pawpaw and a mamaw in Rhodelia, Kentucky. Got a pawpaw in Laconia, Indiana, and a mamaw in Elizabeth, Indiana. Get the music down so we don't get kicked off. Grayson Rhodes staying in the host home of Doug and Rebecca Dorn. And let's see if it's cooled off any. I'm going to say no. It was 77 degrees back on May 29th. We had storm coming in. Wow, this is the hottest it's been. 96 feels like 111. No national anthem, as this is the middle of this game, and we're going to get started at about 4:03. And the first pitch to Kaysen Youngblood is outside. We are underway with the resumation of game 1 of the season. Youngblood takes a called strike. I apologized to Kaysen earlier. I said, hey, I didn't think you were coming back this year, so I took you off the roster, so I don't have all your particulars. There's a ground ball to short. I believe that's Landon Gilbert, and he throws over to first base to retire Youngblood without number 1. And now Nathan Rowland, who struck out his first plate appearance in this ball game, step to the plate. Move from catcher to right field. Takes a big breaking pitch up. Julie, you can give verses whenever you want to give them. I'll do a verse of the game for each game, though. Mitchell delivers. That is right back up the box. It hits him in the keister, and he picks it up. Throws Roland out at first base. First two retired here in the top of the third inning. Make sure my score bug's working right. Hudson Ceparulo with 2 out, nobody on, stamps to the plate. He swings at the first pitch, grounds one right by Nick Krupp, the first base coach. Gets caught on the fence, and Luke Veerkamp hustle down there and retrieve that foul ball. Ceparulo playing in his 18th game, hitting .309. Tied with Rylan Moses with the team lead in home runs with 4, has 14 RBIs. Stands straight up, holds his hands in the bat right off of his left shoulder, takes ball 2. Sep is what he's known as. Mitchell delivers, swing and a miss. He was at Motlow State this past year and Union University down in Jackson a couple of years before that. I think he's settled on a new place. To be advised later, and he swings and misses at a pitch out of the strike zone in the 1-2-3 inning for Kason Mitchell as we get started here in Paducah. It is Mitchell's 4th strikeout in this game. That started way back on May 29th. So we will try to settle in here with a 96 and it feels like of 111, brought to you by Safeware Incorporated, providing supplies to first responders. Appreciate Mike Harrell and the group at Safeware. They are multi-year big-time supporters of Full Count Rhythm Baseball. Appreciate all of our sponsors. Century Steel, my buddy Keith Hopper there in Hendersonville. Steel Erection, Crane Rental, Machinery Moving. If you need some heavy equipment, you can call on centurysteel.com. Keith and his sons, Claude and Cadiddle. Absolute Wellness, one of the big sponsors for Full Count Rhythm. Thanks to, let me get to there. I just got sweat dripping down my face. Air conditioner not working here in the press box. Corey Crowley and Dr. Anthony Ramos over at Absolute Wellness. Need to ask the guys how the workout facility has been working for them over there. Appreciate their support. So we now move to the bottom of the third. Landon Gilbert, who's replacing Austin Spears, who was the starting shortstop, will step to the plate. Left-handed hitter. Actually, he's a switch hitter. First pitch in there from Grayson Rhodes, called strike. Gilbert, hometown of Bowling Green. I believe he's going to Cleveland State Community College, an incoming freshman, 5'10", 185 pounds. Rhodes pitches from the stretch, the big man, and that's grounded to second base. Kason Hill throws to Kaysen Youngblood, a couple of Kaysens there get the first out in the bottom of the third. Carson Reed steps to the plate. Hard-nosed player from Mayfield, Kentucky, plays at Vincennes. No other action in the OVL this early as he smokes one on the first pitch he sees into center field for a base knock. Reed now 1 for 2 in the game. He's grounded out to shortstop weeks ago off of Joey Greenstreet. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. It's a 7-inning contest. Now, it originally was scheduled as a 9. But with the extra game following this one, it is reduced to 7 innings. Jace England takes ball 1. England heading to Dyersburg State. Yeah, sees a pitch at the letters on the outside corner. Called a strike. Does appear to be a bit of a breeze. Need to keep my door open here and get a little bit of that breeze coming from my back. Check swing. He does not go. Again, we only have 2 umpires for at least game 1. I'm not sure if another one will show up after work. On deck, Austin Wilson to DH. Runner does not go, and the pitch is chopped into the rhythm dugout. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fifth appearance of the year for Grayson Rhodes. And this is considered a relief appearance, so it's his 4th. He's pitched 8 innings, given up 15 hits, 9 runs. Only 4 of those are earned. Has walked 3, struck out 10. He has a 1-1 record. Right now, he's not the pitcher of record, a 4.50 ERA. Strikes out 24% of the batters he faces. Just inside as England has to back away from that one. And I think Rhodes thought he might have got one there. Left-handed hitting. First baseman Jace England. 5 weeks ago, walked and scored in the 4-run second. Fouls that one straight back. Five games away from Drakes Creek Park for full count. Ground ball to the right side and getting under the glove of Hill and sneaking into right field on a seeing eye base hit by England. And Paducah has something going on here in the bottom of the third, have 2 runners on with 1 out, and Austin Wilson coming to the plate. Designated hitter. Jackson State. Again, I don't know if that's community college or I guess the other one was Jacksonville State. 6 foot, 210-pound redshirt junior from St. John's, Florida, and he jumps on the first pitch he sees from Rhodes and hits it down to that left field lounge for a loud foul ball. Rhodes looking for a do-dat double play. Ground ball to a middle infielder. There's a chopper to the right side. Youngblood fires it over the head of the shortstop into left field. That's going to bring in another run. And right now, an unearned run. Should have been an out at second base, but big man, 6'4". Trouble as he's fielding that up high, and then his throw to Ryder Blanchard airmailed. Give an error. That allows Carson Reed to come in and score. Now Maddox Cope looks at a called strike. And it is 5-0. Fly ball at the right center field, rolling over, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2. No advancement. Now, top of the lineup, Javon Andrews. I was calling him Jevin because I had some bad intel back on May 29th, but his Yaya sent in a YouTube chat. So he pops this one up in the infield. Ryder Blanchard under it, and he makes the catch for no further damage. So an unearned run scored.
Chiefs do come up with 1 run on 2 hits.
2 hits and 1 error, and 2 runners were left on base. And it is 5-0. Chiefs lead after 3. Take a break, and we'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hopefully that commercial was over. Again, we're deaf in my commercials. Aux cord not working, or the audio mixer not working. Count will send Bryson Hamilton, Tate Dickinson, and Cam Suggs to the plate to face Kaysen Mitchell. Bryson Hamilton did not play in this game May 29th as that slow breaking pitch gets in there for a called strike. He is fitting into the Charlie Bozeman slot in the 5-hole on the roster today, or in the lineup. Takes another slow breaking pitch. A called strike. Hamilton playing in his 17th game, hitting .316. Got 18 hits, including 6 doubles, which still leads the club. Mitchell tried to pick at that outside corner. Doesn't get the call. Biggest park in the Ohio Valley League here. 400 plus to dead center.
Okay.
335 down the lines and about 375 in the alleys. It's a big park. Not a lot of balls leave it. Look at typically the least number of home runs hit in the league. Fulton, on the other hand, typically is the leader, but not this year. Count Ministries Full Count as Hamilton after being down 0-2.
Now batting number
Draws the walk. That will be the second walk officially of the game. I'm going to tell the ladies down in front of me that there is a microphone right above their head. I'll turn the volume down until I do that. That is my crowd mic. Tate Dickinson getting his first at-bat in this game, hitting for Jay Fuller, who struck out in his first. That's another breaking pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Carson Reed behind the plate. Mitchell got two little humpback breaking pitches in for a called strike to Hamilton and then couldn't find the zone after that with a fastball. Dickinson playing in game number 15, hitting .244. He taps one foul at the plate, got a fastball in a hittable zone and just couldn't time it up. He's got 11 hits, including 3 doubles, 6 RBIs on the season. Not a lot of folks here at Brooks Stadium for game 1 here on a hot July 4th eve. Tapper toward Jonas Smithson. He sticks the left hand up there. His non-pitching hand. Smacks out of the palm. Somebody out of the Chiefs dugout, Jackson Supsky, picks that one up. 1-2 to Dickinson from Belle Chase, Louisiana. Man, that one gets by Reed, goes to the backstop down to second base. Hamilton will go on the wild pitch by Mitchell. Sometimes he's got a field for that breaking pitch, sometimes he doesn't. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wide open right side of the infield. Nobody out. Runner at second. Full count needs to chip away this 5-0 deficit. Swing and a miss, and Dickinson is down on strikes. Stood there for a half a second and wondered, how could I miss that pitch? 5 strikeouts now for Mitchell in the ball game. 2 in the
coming up the bat for the Rhythm. Third baseman number 5
of the
Cam
4 outs
Suggs.
he's recorded today. Cam Suggs steps in, struck out looking back on May 29th. Heading to Vol State in Gallatin, Tennessee. Glamaw is here as that breaking pitch sails right across for a called strike. I believe I saw his dad, Cam, is here as well. The Browns are here. Ryan and Ashley. Barrett and Zane Brown's parents. Hamilton leads off second. The fastball is now called a strike on that outside corner. When it was 0-2 to Hamilton, that fastball did not get called in that pretty similar spot by my vantage point. Count 0-2 to Suggs. He grounds one to the left side. It takes a bad hop. And Haas finally gets control and throws on to first. One third baseman retires another for out number 2. Ryder Blanchard now stepping to the plate. He's replacing Joel Chandler at shortstop in this contest. Learned something new about Joel Chandler today. Little League World Series champion for the state of Louisiana back in 2019. Saw a couple of highlights where you got a couple of base hits and RBIs. Fastball outside. I told the club, I said, look, this is information I need to have before we get to game number 26 in the season. Okay, I don't have a team of people out there scouring your backgrounds. It's information I need. So I guess probably a good place to get that would be from you, the family out there listening. So if you got big accolades like winning a Little League World Series. Now, a participation award, probably not going to get mentioned here on the broadcast. But win a World Series, that's a big deal. Grounded too short, and it's shortstop to shortstop. Gilbert steps and throws. Blanchard out at first base. Rhythm get the first runner on, and a wild pitch moves him to second after the walk, but can't push him any farther than that. More importantly, couldn't push him home. No runs, no hits, no errors, one runner left on base, and we are through 3.5 here in game one of today's modified doubleheader. And it's 5-0 Paducah. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
This is Eli Reese. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
I hate that I don't get to hear him today to watch his lips move, but of course we got the new one for Lucy that we brought in on the last broadcast. Then my daughter-in-law took a video of her watching herself on the big screen TV, and boy, she got a big old smile on her face. But then her big brother got in her way. She couldn't see the TV, so she did what every young sister will do. Ran up, pushed him in the back, said, "Get out of the way, Eli." Just happens. Got to fight for your right in a family with multiple kids. Now they got little Graham Tyler, who's a couple of weeks old. He's not doing any pushing and shoving or demanding his way. Well, maybe he is. A lot of crying, probably. 8 grandchildren now. 5 and 3. 5 granddaughters, 3 grandsons. One of these days, maybe I'll get a chance to watch them on a YouTube channel. Hopefully there's somebody out there that'll provide a free broadcast like we provide. I hate when all of a sudden it says, okay, yeah, you can watch it, but you got to pay for it. Pay? It's a 3-letter word. We don't want to hear that. Grayson Rhodes back out facing Brett Haas, Trey Dooley, and Jack Robinson. It's 2, 3, and 4 in the Chiefs lineup. Rhodes has missed Haas's bat twice. Haas is 2 for 2 in this game. And in the first 2 innings back on May 29th, and he's 3 for 3. 0-2 pitch left a little bit too desirable. And Haas goes the opposite way. Picks up his 3rd hit in this game. So his batting average is going to go up at the conclusion of this contest. Trey Dooley, he's 1 for 1. Had a 2-run double in the 4-run second inning. Trey Dooley was at Rice, I think, the last 2 years. This could be 2. Over to second for 1, on to first, and the throw is up the line. So no error. Just the force out at second base. Blanchard did not have a good flow coming through that second base bag.
Number 34, Jack.
Been a replacement at the public address announcer. Dave Routon is not providing the information now. Jack Robinson, a couple of ground outs to the shortstop. He's hoping that a 5-week change changes his line here in this contest. His first game he ever played for the Paducah Chiefs, though. He's done a little bit better than that. Pops up on that one out of play. That'll get into the parking lot. Smart people did not park in that area. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Robinson hitting .250 according to the Game Changer. Has an even 100 official at-bats. Pops another one out to the parking lot. AAA Autoglass. Foul ball. Robinson showing 19 hits and only 1 extra base hit, a double. 3 RBIs on the season, playing in his 24th game. Throw over to first, and Trey Dooley is back. And Robinson down on strikes. They Corson Fire and Security strikeout for out number 2. That is the first strikeout for Rhodes in this contest. And now he's going to face Landon Gilbert for the second time in 2 innings. Found him a good Christian song for his walk-up song. I believe that's a Jeremy Camp song. It's not Jeremy Camp singing that, but I think Jeremy Camp sings that song. Ball in the dirt. Dooley thought about going, but Hamilton got on it pretty quickly. And Chiefs fan filtered over to the Full Count broadcast. Glad to have you over here. Not sure if they're running their audio or their video or not. So that ball's tapped at the plate. I have not seen one of their broadcasts yet this year to see what their camera looks like, but I think they put it on this pole that is right in front of me, and I don't see a camera there. So I guess if you want video, you got to come to the Full Count broadcast. And another throw over is Rhodes seeing Dooley sneak off the base. He is 11 for 15. Nope, not Dooley. That's Andrews. Dooley is 2 for 2. Grounded right to Youngblood. He makes sure that one's in the glove. Steps on the base for the third and final out. No runs, no hits in the inning, no errors. Well, there was 1 runner. I'm sorry, there was 1 hit.
No runs on 1 hit.
And 1 runner left on base. 4 innings in, and it is 5-0. It's a 7-inning game, folks. So the Rhythm need to get going. Then when we get back into this one, we'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Nice neighborly public address announcer Dave Roten has just come over and offered food and drink if and when I need it. Appreciate his hospitality. Last time we were here, he came through with the power cord for my computer. I'd forgotten that. And he came through, and that helped us keep the broadcast going last time. So appreciate Dave routing. Cason Hill, he takes the second pitch he sees, drives it right back up the middle. First hit of the second portion of the ball game for the Rhythm. Hill reached on an error back on May 29th.
Number 10, Rylan Moses.
Back to the top of the lineup, and now the ninth batter to face Cason Mitchell today. Hill is a threat to take off. Not sure if he'll do it down by 5, as Moses had to back away from that inside pitch. Ryland got the first hit of the year. That was in the top of the first of that game back on May 29th. Then it turned out not to be the first hit of the year. And then I think in what ultimately officially is game number 1, he got the first hit in that one. So I believe he is the answer to the trivia question, who collected the first hit of the 2026 season for Full Count Rhythm. Swings at a pitch probably out of the zone. Inside, fouls it over to his home dugout, the visitor dugout. Greg McKeel, the general manager of the Paducah Chiefs, walking around picking up trash here at Brooks Stadium. Nice little looper. Not sure what that was. Little breaking pitch. Didn't break a bunch, but sailed on the outside corner. It's a called strike. Moses, a left-handed hitter, leading the club and hitting .362. He has been on a little bit of a skid here lately. Leads the club in RBIs with 16. Throw over to first, and Hill is back. Hill leads the club in stolen bases. He's 13 for 15. Ryland, 4 home runs on the season, tied with Hudson Separulo, but probably not going to see any here. And Moses, a decision at the end to swing at that pitch. Probably not going to go on his highlight reel for swings. He's down on strikes. 6th strikeout by Cason Mitchell. Got a bunch of Casons in this ball game. And here's one of them, Cason Youngblood. Now 1 for 2 in the contest, 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to short as the first batter. Throw over, and a lot of dust over there. Hill is back. Nick Krupp with the assist to the first base coach. Youngblood takes one between the 4s on his back. He'll wear it. Take that one on a hit by a pitch. It's not a ball. Let's put him on first base.
Now stepping up to bat, number 34, Nathan Rowland.
First hit by a pitch by Cason Mitchell. And Nathan Rowland at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Rowland, a Mercer Bear from Ackworth, Georgia. Been here since day one. 6'1", 215-pound outfielder, first baseman. They thought he was a catcher when he came here. So takes a called strike. When he started that first game back on May 29th behind the plate, afterwards told me, he said it's the first time he'd caught since high school. And he just finished his freshman year at Mercer. So Mercer's not looking for him as a catcher. And a breaking pitch swung underneath by Nathan. Son of Lloyd and Larry Rowland, brother to Ashland's got a grandma in Savannah, Georgia, and a Jeep and a Jeem in Tampa, Florida, staying in the host home. Chandler Phelps, wonder how Chandler, they've got him picked off. Cason Hill was off on the move. That's the old 1 to 5 to 6 to 1. And the tag out by the second baseman, Maddox Cope, for out number 2. I don't know if that's pickoff, caught stealing, 1 to somebody to 4 for out number 2. I'm not the official score, so I'm not going to worry about it. But now 2 out and a runner at first. Rolling at the plate. And the Rhythm in desperate need of base runners and runs. Can ill afford to have miscues like that. Game started 4-0. And the Chiefs added 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Rhythm batting in the top of the 5th here of a 7-inning game. I believe it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hard to see the red numbers on the Brooks Stadium scoreboard out in right center field. Kason Youngblood, who was plunked in the back, still at first base. He's not going anywhere. Unless Roland drives him around. That one gets off of his foot. That's never fun. He is limping around. Steel-toed spikes, apparently, is what we need. Those dogs are barking. Played 46 games this past year for Mercer. Started 9, came in as a defensive replacement a number of times. A couple of doubles, a home run on the season. Hit 281. He's back in there. He's got an old hickory steel pressed bat in his hand. Kason Mitchell comes set and delivers. That's drilled down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it's curling foul. Just foul. Roland was ready for that breaking pitch, just got out ahead of it. Drilled it down the left field line, and it one-hopped the fence down there about 320 feet down the road. If you want to join the show, you can send an email to treesports@gmail.com or send a chat on YouTube like Julie Sweeney did and Luke Turner. It's a scorcher here in Paducah. Count still 2 balls, 2 strikes to Roland. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Mitchell sets down Roland, and the Rhythm 7th strikeout of the game for Mitchell. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. And it is between the top and bottom of the 5th. It's time for the ACS Home Builders. What do you call it? Rhythm history. Let's see what we got here in Rhythm history. Pull out the 2025 All Ohio Valley League team release. Last year for the Full Count Rhythm, Trace Simmons, Jake Merrick, John Paul Head, and Ryan Sweeney, the 4 that were nominated to the All Ohio Valley League. Of course, the player of the year, John Paul Head. Not sure the Cub Stokes Award. That's what that is called. As he was the Triple Crown winner in the Ohio Valley League, led the league in home runs, RBIs, and batting average a year ago. The UAB Blazer. Not sure where he's playing this summer. He might be playing in the Cape Cod League, or not sure where John Paul's playing. Jake Merrick, a former Farragut Admiral, also his teammate down at UAB, had a really good year for Full Count last year. Played a lot of third base, played in a bunch of games. Trace Simmons, a catcher, was at Lincoln Memorial University for his freshman year, then had a fantastic year last year for the Pellissippi State Panthers. And he is moving on to somewhere. Swing and a miss on the first pitch delivered to Carson Reed. Where is Trace going? I'm not sure if he's going to Georgia Southern. No, he's going to Kennesaw State. That's fouled back. Kennesaw State, final answer. An Owl down in Atlanta. Trace, a former Beach Buccaneer in, not sure if he played for Josh Carmen. I don't think he did. I think Josh was already gone by then. And then, of course, Ryan Sweeney back for year number 3. He was one of the top pitchers in the league a year ago. They had 5 pitchers nominated. He was one of those 5. Led the team in wins and saves, did Ryan Sweeney. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt. And of course, in fire and security to start us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that little rhythm history lesson brought to you by ACS Home Builders. Thanks to Cam Suggs, the father of Cam Suggs, Cam and Jessica, for their generous support of Full Count Missions, Full Count Ministry, Full Count Rhythm Baseball. Jace England stands in. He had a single through the right side last time. Backs away from an inside fastball. It's called a strike. Came up to the press box before the game and asked public address announcer Dave Routon, if you can you change my walk-up song? AAA autoglass, foul ball. And they said, yeah, what do you want? And he goes, It's like he wasn't ready for that. He must have been thinking that Dave was going to say, well, I don't know. I don't think we can get to that, but just, let me know what it is and we'll try to get to it. But Dave, a kind man, says, yeah, what is it? So he had to back up and think about it. I don't even know what it was. Just a bit too high. Jace England, incoming freshman to Dyersburg State. He's from Decaturville, Tennessee. 6'2", 190 pounds. Bats left, throws left, and gets out of the way of that breaking pitch that catches dirt. This is a all grass and dirt field. It's Doc Heidig Field, former chiropractor, and I think Doc's still moving around. He's in his mid-80s, still takes care of the field. That pitch is on the inside corner, and England's going to get rung up with a Corson fire and security strikeout. Back-to-back Ks here in the 5th for Grayson Rhodes. The soon-to-be Bellarmine Knight, along with Barrett Brown and Gus Daniels on the Full Count Rhythm roster. Austin Wilson 0 for 2 stands at the plate. Wilson from St. John's, Florida. Wonder if he's the farthest away. Takes a called strike. Asking a home plate umpire something, probably not anything about the 4th of July.
Yeah.
All one there. Close pitch. Wilson playing in his 23rd game. Take that back. His 20. What is it? Swing and a miss. Have trouble going through this game changer. 21st game. So I use it on my iPad. Bunch of spinning plates. Tate Dickinson's out in left field. Rylan Moses in center. Nathan Rowland in right. Cam Suggs, the third baseman. Ryder Blanchard, shortstop. Cason Hills at second. Cason Youngblood at first base. And a swing and a miss as Rhodes strikes out the side. Another Corson fire and security strikeout. That's 4 of the last 5 batters that Rhodes has set down via the K. And a rhythm. trying not to be shut out for the second time this year. It's time to get some sticks going. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
New pitcher in for the Chiefs. Saw him last week, Johnny Bingham, from Eastern Kentucky University. So Mitchell ends up going 5 total innings in the game, 3 today, 2 back on May 29th. Gives up only 3 hits, no runs. Ended up walking 2, striking out 7, and did plunk a batter. Faced 21 and is in line for the victory. Bingham, a local boy. He's from Eddyville, Kentucky. 6'3", says 175 pounds. And he can bring it to the plate fairly quickly. He's going to face 4, 5, and 6 in the Rhythm lineup.
Now leading off for the Rhythm.
2 innings to go for Full Count to see if they can get back this 5-run deficit. Separula 0 for 2, and he gets hit by the first breaking pitch delivered right in the foot.
Now coming to the plate, number 36, Bryson Henry.
This is Bingham's 3rd game in which to appear. 3 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 3 runs are earned, walked 3, struck out 6. It is now his 2nd batter to hit as Bryson Hamilton comes to the plate. He walked in his first plate appearance. Bingham delivers a fastball, like a get-me-over fastball, but it didn't get over. I think he pitched last year for the Chiefs. Bingham steps off and asks for a redo on the signs. Carson Reed will oblige. Trey Dooley's in left, Javon Andrews in center, Jack Robinson in right. Bingham delivers a fastball low and inside. Third baseman is Brett Haas, Landon Gilbert at short. Maddox Cope is at second base, and Jace England at first. Carson Reed behind the plate catching Johnny Bingham. For the Paducah Chiefs, come in with 11-14 record. Fouled back to the screen, back toward our camera here. Hamilton waiting patiently. Closed stance on the mound by Bingham, and that's a nice stab by Carson Reed on a breaking pitch outside in the dirt. 3-1. Fouled off and out of play. AAA Autoglass foul ball. We have a Full Count Ministries. Full count. Most of you probably have the day off. If not, it's almost quitting time. 5 minutes to 5 Central Time. Hope you have a cool place to be this 4th of July. Runner does not go. The pitch is nearly hits or clips Bryson Hamilton. It does not, so it's a walk. So a hit batter and a walk to put 2 on. And that's exactly what Full Count needs, is some help from the Paducah Chiefs, because all 5 of the runs that the Chiefs have scored in this game have been unearned. How about a little something back for the visitors? 4 runs that given up back on May 29th, first night of the year, were all unearned off of Joey Greenstreet, who's now no longer with the club. Not in body, in spirit, the former Trevecca Trojan, I'm sure, is checking out the social media from time to time, talking to his Trevecca Trojan teammates, getting the 4-1-1. Dickinson struck out, facing Kaysen Mitchell. This time he pops this one up. It might be playable. Carson Reed does not know where it's at, and it's going to land in the field of play. Johnny Bingham, from the pitcher, and Jace England, the first baseman, tried to come and make the catch there. Carson Reed had absolutely no idea where that ball was, and he's the catcher. That's where you got to get a little help from your pitcher that's pointing up. I didn't hear any talking at all going on out there. It's quiet here at the old ball yard. Pitch. It breaks across the letters for a called strike. Big thanks to Hendersonville Jewelers, located at 811 West Main Street. Brian Stubblefield and Jimmy Murphy, my buddies. That's my jewelry store, Hendersonville Jewelers. Tapper on the same pitch. It's fouled back. It's good to know your car salesman, your mechanic, and your jeweler. Jimmy Murphy, Brian Stubblefield, been in the business a long, long time. I've known Jimmy as a friend way before I knew him as a jeweler. 1-2 pitch. That's flown high out the left field over his Trey Dooley. He's got room, and right on the line makes the catch as the ball came back into fair territory for out number 1. Skied high in the air off the bat of Dickinson. That's now 1 out. Cam Suggs comes to the plate with his Glamo here in attendance. Drove up from Clarksville to Paducah. Is that his mom, Jessica, listening, or that I'm hearing? Along with his dad, Cam, that's here. The owner of ACS Home Builders. Suggs 0 for 2. That means he is due. Wave and a miss on a breaking pitch. Bingham, after some early control issues, hitting a batter, walking a batter, able to come back and get Dickinson on a flyout. Now working ahead on Cam Suggs, the former freshman at Auburn University in Montgomery, and he's now down 0-2. He's the middle child. There's Maggie and Molly on either side of him, cousin of Revan Suggs, who finished his first year at Vol State. They'll be teammates next year, and he's going to go sit down contemplating that breaking pitch that he took for strike 3. First strikeout for Bingham, out number 2, and Full Count just can't get anything going once they get runners on base. Went down 1-2-3 in the third, but had a runner on to start the fourth or after the first batter. Same in the fifth and the same here in the sixth. But the previous 2 innings could not push anybody to third. Breaking pitch to Ryder Blanchard in there for a called strike. So that's 4 straight benders from Bingham. So Bingham benders. Another one. Bingham's found the arm slot for the breaking pitch. The rhythm hitters better start figuring it out. 5'10", 180-pound redshirt freshman at LSU, Eunice from Chalmette, Louisiana, son of Robert and Tiffany Blanchard. He's got a mama in Chalmette, papa and mama also. And he is going to see another breaking pitch. And that's a called strike 3 as Bingham got the breaking pitch working. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base.
5.5.
The bottom of the sixth. We go. 5-0. Still the Chiefs lead here in game 1 of the doubleheader. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. We're in Paducah, Kentucky for the completion of the suspended game from back on May 29th. And then the regularly scheduled game for July 3rd. It'll be a 7-inning contest following this game. This game started an hour ago. We are moving to the bottom of the sixth. Paducah leads 5-0. Rhythm hasn't been able to get anything going. Have 1 hit on the afternoon today. Single up the middle by Kason Hill leading off the fifth. Other than that, Kason Mitchell and Johnny Bingham have combined for 4 innings of shutout baseball. Grayson Rhodes done a good job. Gave up an unearned run in the third. Did give up back-to-back hits, but fielder's choice that included an error caused the one and only run to come in to score. So he's given up an unearned run as Maddox Cope impatiently swings at a pitch outside. Cope 1 for 2 in the game, 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to right field, leads off here in the bottom of the sixth. And another offering from Rhodes. Looks like he took something off of that one, and another swing and a miss. Cope from Benton, Kentucky. Attends or will attend. I think he must have attended Shawnee Community College. 5'9", 175 pounds. He's a middle infielder playing second base today. On deck, top of the lineup, Javon Andrews. Chopper to the right side. Kason Youngblood looks like he'll be able to gather that, and Rhodes must have thought he might have missed that first base bag. He dragged a foot and looks like he stopped quickly to maybe go back and touch it, but decided not to. And we now have 2 base umpires who've shown up, or the third umpire did show a couple of innings ago. And the out recorded at first base. I'll bring up Andrews. from Hobart, Indiana. Played baseball at Vincennes, squares around a bunt, but pulls the bat back on a pitch low and away. He's 0 for 3 in this contest. Popped out to the shortstop against Rhodes to end the third inning. 5'8", 180 pounds. That one catches the outside corner. So says our home plate umpire. Again, I believe that is James Purnell behind the plate. Now it might be Brad Polk and Robert Boone on the bases. I'll see if I can check that in between games. So game 2 probably is going to start 6:15. Be my guess. Probably 30 minutes after this game. Tapper foul. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes with Brett Haas on deck. Later tonight, the Hoptown Hoppers are hosting the Madisonville Miners. And the Flash are hosting the Fulton Railroaders as Rhodes picks up another Corson Fire and Security strikeout.
Stepping up to the plate for the Paducah Chiefs.
It's his 5th.
24, Brett.
Now Brett Haas, the third baseman, is 3 for 3 in this game. Steps to the plate. 2 for 2 on May 29th, 1 for 1 on July 3rd. Rhythm trying to put another 0 on the board at the bottom of the 6th. See if they can put a big number in the top of the 7th. They have scored 9 runs in an inning. They were up 7-3 and put a 9 spot up against Henderson. And Brett Haas is going to line out to the center fielder, Rylan Moses. He stung it pretty good, but it hung up for Moses. And Haas is now 3 for 4. So 1-2-3 inning for Grayson Rhodes. If that's the end, he did an excellent job in this suspended game, only allowing 3 hits in the game and 1 unearned run. Let's take a break. We'll be back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries.
This is Lucy. You're listening to Full Count Olympics with my compound assemblies on the Full Count Sports Network.
Lulu with the bumper there. Good job, Lucy Drew. A little pumpkin. Julie, I'll handle the first game. How about that? I'll handle the, I've got one ready to go. Full Count Ministries verse of the game. And if you want to handle game 2, then we can just square it away that way. I had one written down on my score sheet from way back on May 29th. And I don't know if I actually used it or not, but I will today in game 1. All right, the rally starts now with Kaysen Hill, but we don't have a home plate umpire. There he is. He's getting a little drink. Gunnar Bingham back out on the mound to try to close the door on the rhythm here, but got to get some runners on to get a rally started. Kaysen Hill has the only hit of the day for a Full Count. Looks at a breaking pitch, low and outside, and that's what Bingham has been relying on in the last 3 batters that have come to the plate after he hit the first batter, Hudson Saparulo, and then walked Bryson Hamilton. And the fastball misses inside. Hill 1 for 2 in this contest. these stats will finally get recorded. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Like it might have been away. Kaysen at Samford University. He's from Murfreesboro, went to Middle Tennessee Christian. Brad Hill's dad in College Grove. Ashley Bug is his mom. I never found out where Ashley lives. Ashley might be listening out there if she wants to send me an email to treesports@gmail.com. There we are, almost 2/3 of the way through the season. Just now asking. Pippa and Winnie, Ellie and Paisley are his sisters. There's a ground ball right back up the middle, and Kaysen Hill is 2 for 2 on the day. That's how you start a rally. Lead-off knock. Now back to the top of the lineup, and this is where we go.
Now
As
coming to
the
bat for the Rhythm.
Little
Number 10,
League parents
Rylan.
say. Rylan Moses 1 for 3 in the game. From Nashville, Tennessee. Went to Good Pasture. That's in Madison, Tennessee. Talked to his dad a little bit after the ball game the other night. Devery, his mom is Kimberly. Rylan thought about going there, but takes a strike. 6 foot, 190 pounds, rising sophomore at Trevecca Nazarene. Caden and Sladen, his 2 younger brothers. He's got a papa in White House, Tennessee. Jay Myers says White House is 2, and that one hits off of the foot. How many have we had hit off the foot? We've had a foul ball off the foot, and now 2 hit batters off of the foot. That'll keep you from running on the bases. Moses gets tagged. Second hit batter by Johnny Bingham, and now 2 are on. It brings Kaysen Youngblood to the plate. He was plunked on a slow breaking pitch by Kaysen Mitchell last time he came up. Doubled in the first way back on May 29th. Then it was a Dudette double. Now it'd be a Little Debbie double. Thanks to Eddie Smith and RES Distributing. I think there are quite a few Little Debbie doubles here in Brooks Stadium in Paducah. It's a big ballpark in the outfield. That's grounded to the right side. This should be an out. Maddox Cope's going to go to first. First runner to reach third base today for full count. But there's 1 out, and the Rhythm only have 2 of those left.
Now batting for the Rhythm, number 34.
Now Nathan Rowland steps to the plate. Only a couple of strikeouts and a ground out. Why would they play the infield in? The infield is drawn in. You're up by 5 in the top of the 7th. No chance I'm playing the infield in. I am playing regular, let them have the run. Unless maybe you get free ice cream or something if you can pitch a shutout. I don't know. That's crazy. Infield has now come to their senses and moved back. Rolling with those Mercer Bear orange gloves, swings and misses. Struggling at the plate is Nathan, playing in his 17th game. Got a dozen hits, including a double, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 2 of them sitting out for him right now with a single, and not going to get it in this at-bat. It's a 3-pitch strikeout, and the Rhythm are down to their final out. Third strikeout of the game for Bingham, and that'll bring Hudson Separulo to the plate.
Number 19, Hudson.
This isn't Savannah Banana Ball. You can't hit a 5-run homer, especially if there's only 2 guys on. Sepp 0 for 2 in this game. He was plunked in the foot last time up. Facing Johnny Bingham on the first pitch. A looping curveball, and home plate umpire thought about leaning back, call that a strike, but says no. So game 2 might be starting a little bit earlier. Although normally their games start at 6:30. I don't know if they're going to try to wait or not. The Rhythm have only been shut out once this year. That was the 10-0 walk-off mercy rule game the other day at Hoptown. Trying not to get shut out for the second time this year. 2-1 count now to Separulo. Bryson Hamilton would, for some reason, has his shin guards on. I don't know why. Wonder if he thinks we're playing 9 innings. There's no chance you're going to wear those shin guards again in this game. Unless it's not going to be before you would score a run. Now the Rhythm down to their final strike. Only been shut out 7 times in history. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and this ball game is over. Bingham strikes out 4 in his 2 innings of relief.
Rhythm get no errors.
Rhythm gets shut out.
6.5.
Wait a minute. They're going to go ahead and play 9. All right. Well, apparently not over. That's news to me. I guess I probably should have listened to
All right, Chief.
Roland or
You know what time?
Roughton. I thought we were playing 7 innings times 2. Never mind, cheddar cheese. It is a 9-inning contest. That's why Bryson Hamilton had his shin guards on.
For the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Are you ready?
So they want to get the 7th inning stretch in. It's the backup public address announcer is saying he's going to sing it. I guess. Maybe not. Maybe he's not the backup PA. He's the crowd guy. Well, I apologize, folks. Maybe that's why we were starting at 4 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock for this game 1. So let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with more Paducah Chief and Full Count Baseball.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
All right, we had to come back early. Talked too long in between the break. And Grayson Rhodes delivers high and tight to Trey Dooley as we are continuing baseball. It is apparently a 9-inning game. Started as a 9-inning game back on May 29th, and apparently we can't change that. Called strike. Rhodes into his 5th inning here as a relief pitcher in this suspended game. Dooley is 1 for 2, swings and misses. Well, that takes care of getting the game 2 started around 6:30. Rhodes 3 hits, 1 run. It's unearned. Has struck out 5. Misses with that, and he's got a full count ministry, full count to the left fielder Trey Dooley with Jack Robinson on deck. Grounded past Cam Suggs at third base down the left field line. Over to get it is Dickinson. Heading for second is Dooley. The throw not handled by Kaysen Hill. In there with a head first slide is Trey Dooley to lead off the 7th. Right down the third base line between the bag and the glove of Suggs. Again, with the size of this ballpark, tough to get over and get a ball down that left field line. Dooley comes up very dirty. First base coach down there trying to figure out what's going on at the second base bag. I think the head coach, Scott Tucker, is their third base coach. Not sure if it's Scott Matlock, who is the first base coach. He's an assistant coach. There's another assistant coach, Jay Smith, but Kent Wallace is the pitching coach. I know he's not on the bases. Throw back to second base to get Dooley squared away there. Robinson 0 for 3. Fouls that one down the right field line. That's down to the Rhythm bullpen. It looks like my camera needs to be repositioned. Not sure how it got moved. I'll have to get my trusty assistant on that. 0-2 is the count now to the young Jack Robinson. You hear me groan as I get up out of my chair. Grounded to the right side. That's a base hit. Rowland comes up with it, gets it back in quickly. Runners now at first and third.
Now batting for your Paducah Chiefs, shortstop number 14, Landon Gilbert.
Landon Gilbert, shortstop, steps to the plate. Switch hitter batting left-handed. 0 for 2 in this game. Rhythm playing the corners in and middle back at double play depth. Grayson Rhodes hopefully hunting a strikeout here. Gets a foul tip into the mid and he's ahead 0-2. From first takes off, pitch is fouled back. Robinson will have to return, expending some energy on this hot Friday afternoon, July 3rd. 96 and it feels like of 111 when we started. Oh, it's cooled off. It's 94 and it feels like of 110 now. Feel that breeze. Runner does not take off. Pitch is taken for ball 1. Again, there's our bullpen camera. Nobody seriously loosening. Swing and a miss, and Rhodes gets the course and fire and security strikeout. Just what he needed.
Yes.
It's his 6th strikeout of the game. Now 1 out, Carson Reed. Now let's see if Jack Robinson is going to be taken off. Unfortunately, this year, opposing teams have been running at will on full count pitchers and catchers that have been pretty successful. I don't have the numbers on that. Runner takes off. Pitch is a ball. Throw down is short, and it's going to get into out of the glove, and it's going to score a run. And it's 6-0. So give Robinson a stolen base. And Dooley comes home on the errant throw. And it's 6-0. I believe the count is 2 balls and no strikes. As James Parnell throws his baseball and his clicker. Not on purpose. I think he threw the ball, but wasn't planning on throwing the clicker. Reed takes a strike. Currently, another unearned run. Doesn't mean that run won't become earned. That was AAA Autoglass foul ball off to the right side. Reed is 1 for 3 in the game. He scored a run. That unearned run in the third. After we resume play. Reed stays alive off the end of the bat. Little bat boy right there. Ball boy going after that one. Wearing his tall socks and his, looks like he's got his, what are those shoes called? Little rubber Crocs. I was going to say ducks. Crocs, that's what they are. We will have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. We'll pick a Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. Do that toward the latter portion of the contest. Another AAA Autoglass foul ball. Thanks to Dylan Doris and the Doris family for their generous support. They bought big outfield signs out there for their shower glass and their auto glass. Go check them out. You can get on the Googler. Find out how to contact them. Is that 2-2 is upstairs for a Full Count Ministries full count. Got the Full Count Fall League going to be gearing up next month. Get your high school baseball players signed up. Go to Full Count Ministry as Rhodes tries the inside move back to second base, where Jack Robinson is. He stole second. Trey Dooley came home on the errant throw by Bryson Hamilton. Full count pitch. Popped up on the right side. Nathan Rowland with his glove shielding the sun. Kaysen Hill calls for it and makes the catch. The second baseman for out number 2. Jace England steps to the plate. Big, tall first baseman. And he's not getting the bat. He thought, hey, we got a bat boy. Why didn't he get in the bat? And Carson Reed just got done flying out. He came by close.
21.
No. On deck batter gets it. He's got a sky blue wood bat right there as he brings that one to the plate. 1 for 2 in the game. That is out to left field. Tate Dickinson looks up into the sky and makes the catch for the final out. An unearned run. The 6th of the game for the Paducah Chiefs. At least on my scorebook. I don't know what the official game changer says, but there were 2 hits in the inning and the 1 error and the 1 runner left on base. So through 7, it is 6-0. So the Rhythm have 2 more shots at the Chiefs. Take a break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
This is Reese Snapper. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
Well, Reese was at golf camp this week after winning the World Series down in South Haven, Mississippi. He went from baseball to golf, and soon he's going to go to football. And now the Snapkas, though, are at the pool, cooling off at the local country club pool. A little activity in the Rhythm bullpen as Jackson Grant is warming up. Might be the end of today's action for Grayson Rhodes, who's gone 5 innings.
Now leading off for the Rhythm.
Move to the top of the 8th.
Bryson
Full
Hamilton.
count will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Johnny Bingham back out on the mound, and again waiting on our home plate umpire, Mr. James Purnell, I think. I'm thinking. He's getting some water. That's what his break is. The PA man lets the music continue. Hampton's walked twice. Takes a healthy cut at the first pitch. Says, I'm tired of walking. Hamilton hitting .316 coming in. Now with 9 walks on the season. Leader in that category is Rylan Moses with 13. Hamilton, 6 doubles, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Looking to lead a comeback here. He takes a breaking pitch. It's called strike. On deck, Tate Dickinson. It's a hot one, folks. Hopefully you're hydrating wherever you are. I'm trying my best. Air conditioning not working up here in Paducah today. Hamilton's going to get rung up. 3rd straight strikeout for Johnny. Don't call me Gunner Bingham.
Now stepping up to the plate, number 24.
He now has 5 in his 2+ innings of relief of Kaysen Mitchell, who not only started today's resumption, but also started back on May 29th. So he went 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts as Dickinson takes a pitch low and away. Bingham, an Eastern Kentucky Colonel in Richmond, Kentucky. It's where my sister, younger sister, finished her nursing degree. Now she's living in Indiana, just outside of Cincinnati, as that pitch is in the left-handed batter's box, called a strike. James Purnell is ready to go. That may have been the farthest one out today that's called a strike. That's the same, maybe a little closer in. That's that little breaking pitch. Guys better take the Funko up there. Bingham will be crazy to put a ball over the plate. Cam Suggs on deck. Over the plate, but down, not a hittable pitch. Tate Dickinson, number 24, hitting .244 coming into today's action. Playing in the place of Jay Fuller, who started back on May 29th. Slowly hit ground ball to short. Lanny Gilbert circles it and he throws. There's no chance to get the speedy Dickinson for an infield single. So a 1-out knock, the 3rd hit of the day. The slow roller in the hole.
Now stepping into the plate, number 5, Cam Suggs.
Now Cam Suggs, 0 for 3, steps to the plate. Glamour says, let's go. Repositioning, getting her seat ready to go, getting the towel over the chair. That one's in the dirt, but Dickinson will have to stay put. Carson Reed took one for the team right there, blocking it up, trying to preserve the shutout. That's not fun. Reed, not a big guy. You'll see some smaller catches from time to time. He's 5'10", 170. But I don't know him, but I've seen him play a bunch of games. He sure seems tough as nails. From Mayfield, Kentucky. First time I ever heard of Mayfield, Kentucky. There was a University of Kentucky basketball player. He was a point guard or a shooting guard. I cannot remember his name. Seemed like he was from Mayfield, Kentucky. Could have been 20 years ago or longer. Dickinson had a huge hop and a jump, and Suggs just takes that one because he knows Dickinson has that base stolen. At this point, I guess full count, just trying to play not to have a shutout. Dickinson picks up the stolen base. And now looking for his teammate, Cam Suggs, to drive him in. Takes ball 2. On deck, Ryder Blanchard. Suggs 6'3", 205 pounds. Former Davidson Academy Bear. Along with J.C. Myers and Nick Krupp, Jack Smith. From Greenbrier, Tennessee. Cam and Jessica, his parents. Maggie and Molly, his sisters. Granddaddy and Mama in Greenbrier. G lives right here in Paducah. And Glamaw, she's here in attendance, came up from Clarksville to watch one of her grandsons. Fouls that one back over, maybe to where she parked. AAA Autoglass foul ball. Young guy in the stadium. He's going to head out after that one. Cam played in 10 games for AUM. Double, a home run, but going to get that year back apparently as a redshirt. Breaking pitch again in that left-handed batter's box, and Suggs didn't take his fungo with him, and he's down on strikes looking for the 3rd time in this game. 6 strikeouts for Bingham, or 7 for Mitchell, so 13 times the Rhythm have swung at strike 3 or been rung up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 backward Ks in the resumption portion of this game. Now Blanchard taps one that Jonas Smithson reaches out with that pitch in hand, makes the catch. Da-da-da, da-da-da. He wants to get on ESPN. Sorry I didn't go to the wide angled camera there. Really was not that great of a play. Probably made that play when he was 8 years old with a bare hand. Blanchard 0 for 2. He is due. Looking to see if he can sneak one through the infield. The Little League World Series champion. Staying in the host home of Dave and Trish Lamar, along with his LSU Unis teammate out there at second base. Taking a lot of concentration, and that's going to be a strike called, and Dickinson reaches 3rd without a throw. Another big jump. Now a pass ball or wild pitch will bring him home. Sack fly won't cut it. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Bingham strikes out the side. And the Rhythm strand another runner. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and
1 hit and no errors.
now it will take the 9th inning for a full count to score a run. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. 6-0. Paducah leads.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Nashville Firefighter Association call to the bullpen for Full Count Jackson Grant, who you saw warming up earlier, 6'1", 170-pound rising redshirt sophomore. He's in the portal looking for a new home after leaving Erskine College. From Flowery Branch, Georgia, father Glenn Grant. Down in Flowery Branch, you got a grandma in Peachtree City, Georgia. Mimi and a buddy in Blue Ridge, Georgia, staying in the host home of Drew and Caroline Robertson. He is on in relief of Grayson Rhodes, who went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs that were unearned. No walks, 6 strikeouts, faced 21 batters. Grant on for his 6th appearance, 5 innings worked, giving up 4 hits, 5 runs that were earned, walked 4, struck out 3. And 9.00 ERA. He will face 8, 9, and 1. Whoops. As Austin Wilson fouls the first pitch into the parking lot, AAA Autoglass foul ball. Check the game changer and make sure that official score had the same stuff I did, as that ball is blooped into right field. Wilson's on with a leadoff single. Off the handle, as Jackson Grant is greeted rudely. 10th hit of the game for Paducah. Maddox Cope, the number 9 hole hitter, who has one of them, steps to the plate. Full count 1-3 against the Chiefs this year. Got the first win in the official game as sidearm delivery in there for a called strike from Grant. Yes, they showed both of those runs off of Grayson as unearned, so good job. All 6 runs given up in this game are unearned. The 4 against Joey Greenstreet back on May 29th, and the 2 today. Rhythm have 3 errors in the game. We'll say nibbling at that outside corner has been successful for Johnny Bingham today. Rhythm need a little help from that other batter's box. That's another bloop out to right center. On comes Moses. Loses his lid. Throw over to first. Wilson is back in time. Makes the catch about knee high for out number 1. Grayson Rhodes, you are our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. player of the game. 5 innings pitched, scattered 5 hits, did not walk a batter or hit a batter, and the 2 runs shouldn't have scored. Struck out 6. Grayson Rhodes, your Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, player of the game. Slow breaking pitch fouled off by Javon Andrews. Batting with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Brian Brown having a conversation with Cam Suggs. Brian, the father of Zane and Barrett Brown. Cam Suggs, the father of Cam Suggs. That's a shot to the shortstop, and it gets on through into left field. Blanchard didn't have a chance at that one. Andrews with his first hit of the ball game. There's runners at first and second. He's now 1 for 5 in this game. A couple of strikeouts. Red Haas, who's got 3 hits in the game. 2 RBIs back in the second inning as Bryson Hamilton's going to go out and have a chat with Jackson Grant to go over probably the signs with a runner at second base. Nobody loosening in the Rhythm bullpen. That's right, folks. I go all out. We get to Paducah. I was counting on an air-conditioned press box, but didn't get it today. But they wanted to make me feel good about it, and so they turned their air conditioner off in the other 2 press boxes as well, so that I wouldn't feel like I was being singled out. I'm just kidding. All of the air conditioners are out. Here's a slow breaking pitch is swung over and missed by Haas. Nice just to be out of the sun. Although the sun's going to be peeking in that window behind me here shortly. Tapper foul. And Grant gets ahead. I believe Ryan Sweeney is going to start the second game of the doubleheader today. So ultimately there should be, or scheduled to be, a total of 14 innings today. 7 to complete the 9-inning contest, the suspended game. And then a second 7-inning game. Corbin Craver now down in the bullpen getting a little workout in. Not sure if he's available to pitch today or not. He has been excellent of late for sure. 1.74 ERA for Craver in 7 appearances. Grant looks back, delivers a slow breaking pitch that lands out of the zone somewhere and did not entice Haas to swing at it. Sometimes that one looks pretty large coming in there. He doesn't throw it hard. He's just trying to miss your bat or miss the barrel of it. Haas 3 singles, 2 RBIs, lined out to Ryland Moses in center field last time up. Grant looks back at second and then delivers outside. Hamilton has to slide out to snag that one. These press boxes do provide some shade as the sun is behind Brooks Stadium. It shines right onto the field, so it's a problem for especially the right side of the field. Nathan Rowland in right, Kaysen Youngblood, the first baseman, Kaysen Hill, the second baseman, Ryland Moses, the center fielder, getting a little bit of it as well. Swing and a miss on a pitch. May have been outside the zone. Of course, in fire and security strikeout. First for Grant, and now 2 are out here in the bottom of the 8th. Trey Dooley got a couple of doubles in the game. Stands in. He scored a run. Grant trying to strand at 2. Not give any bigger of a hill to climb in the top of the 9th for the Rhythm hitters. Trey Dooley, a big right-handed hitter, and takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. I think he's in the portal. Not sure if he has determined where he's going, but I'm pretty sure he's leaving Rice University. 6'1", 200 pounds. Looks taller than 6'1", honestly. That's what the Paducah Chiefs have him on the roster listed as. Another pitch right on the outside corner. Catching that river. Grant gets ahead. Imagine he is filthy to left-handed hitters. Don't have the splits for Jackson. That'll keep that sophisticated of stats. Tried to go up, change the eye level there, but it's outside. Full count will have Cason Hill leading off, who's 2 for 2, and then back to the top of the order in the top of the 9th inning. Bounces that one to the plate. Dooley does not offer. Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 8th with a 6-0 ball game. Score Pug working so far tonight. The pitch. Grounded to and through the left side. Dickinson has it. The throw to the plate is in time. Hopefully I got that tag right there at the end. A nice throw right on the money on the one hopper by Tate Dickinson to nail Austin Wilson at the plate to end the inning. Nice play by Tate. Dooley picks up his 3rd hit of the game, but got a little greedy at home plate. And we'll go to the 9th.
The Chiefs get no runs.
But before we do, we're going to get our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. And in that first game, it was going to be the mission verse of the Full Count Ministry itself. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. It says, everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25 is your Full Count Ministries verse of the game. And Full Count Ministries wants to thank our host families this year. Fred Baldwin, Eric and Casey Vierkant, Dave and Trish Lamarbe, Todd and Linda Hunley, Damon and Tanya Walls, Drew and Caroline Robertson, Chandler Phelps, Brian and Susan Truitt, Doug and Rebecca Dorn, John and Amy Smithson, Brad and Jana Swope, Matt and Ashley Blazer, and Scott and Lori Gettelfinger. I think I have them all there. Appreciate our host families. Josh Carmen is the Director of Baseball Operations for Full Count Ministries. So right after he gets done with the rhythm season, he goes right into the Full Count Fall League. No rest for the weary there. Brooke Carmen, hardest working admin in the country, handling the rhythm, all the staff and the administration of the Full Count Rhythm, the Full Count Fall League, Full Count Missions, Christmas parties, sponsors. She does it all. Reed Glover is the Director of Operations and Engagement, I think this other page says. John Smithson is the Director of Ministry. Todd Cox, he's a bigwig. All-state football player in Kentucky. He's a director of something. Discipleship is one thing that is listed under him. Where is that? I need an index on my program that I'm looking at. I mean, AAA Autoglass is all over it. There's Course and Fire and Security. Players' pictures. There it is. Finally found it. Just in time for the top of the ninth to begin. Kaysen Hill to lead off. New pitcher. Ground ball, and Kaysen Hill's got a 3-for-3 day. Chops one through the left side. So new pitcher is Jet Long. Second time he's faced the Rhythm in the last week. Rylan Moses, over since the first inning back in May 29th. He's really due. Was hit by a pitch right on the front foot last time and backs away, nearly hit in the hip there. Four hits on the afternoon for full count, and Kaysen Hill has 3 of them. We need him and 5 more Rhythm players to get on and score. That'd be a comeback. Madisonville Miners did it the other night against the Fulton Railroaders, trailed by 6. I believe it was 9-3, scored 6 runs, tied it up, and then they were the offense as Hill is going to take off a second. Moses is going to get hit again in the legs. What is going on with Rylan Moses getting plunked? Johnny Bingham plunked 2. Kaysen Mitchell plunked 1, and now Jet Long has hit a Rhythm player. Kaysen Youngblood comes to the plate. 1 for 3 officially in the game. Had a double on May 29th. Was grounded out twice and been hit by a pitch today. He's going to catch a call on that outside corner.
No.
Long delivers low and away. Rhythm has struck out 14 times today unofficially on my score sheet. Oh my gosh. Dave Routon, you are the man. Bringing food and drink. That is unbelievable. You are the man. Appreciate that. Bringing hamburger up, water, soft drink. I have to invite Dave down to Drake's Creek Park. Fouled back. Set him up with some Chick-fil-A. Over to second, could be 2. Gilbert from the feed by Cope, and that's a 4-6-3 double play. Putting a runner at third now. And that is just what the Chiefs were looking for. Now the Rhythm are down to their final out. Nathan Rowland, it's up to you. Breaking pitch misses downstairs. So Hill is at third base. Rowland at the plate, looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 4. And that's going to be called a strike. Thought the game was over after the top of the 7th, but that's when I learned this was a 9-inning game. Foul tipped into the mitt, the Rhythm down to their last strike. Ceparulo on deck, hoping for an at-bat here in the 9th inning. He has got the collar today, 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. So Roland needs to drive in a run. Jet Long tried to step on a fastball there. Johnny Bingham goes 3 innings. He was up 2 hits, no runs, walked 1, struck out 7. Did plunk 2 batters, faced 14. Kason Mitchell is the pitcher of record for the Paducah Chiefs. Just low and outside, and a full count. Ministries full count. Been 3 walks in the game officially by Chiefs pitchers. One of those occurred back on May 29th. 2 have happened today. The full count pitch coming from Jet with an H long. And that is a broken bat, 1-hop, 2-hopper to Landon Gilbert. He collects and throws on to first base to get rolling. And now the game is completed at 6:01. So an hour and 58 minutes to go along with the 51 minutes back on May 29th. So 2 hours and 49 minutes to complete this game. And 30 minutes. They're going to do fireworks, they say, after tonight's game. And a Rhythm shutout for the 2nd time this year. This inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. As I said earlier, Grayson Rhodes with a 5-inning, 5-hit, no earned runs, and 6 strikeouts is the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. An honorable mention to Kason Hill, who goes 3 for 3 today, 3 for 4 officially in this ball game. The Rhythm, 6 hits. He had half of them. No runs. Do leave 12 runners on base. And the winning pitcher, Kason Mitchell. Losing pitcher, Joey Greenstreet, way back on May 29th. It was a Friday. And I don't have Greenstreet's record. I didn't print his since he's no longer with the team. But he takes the loss. So tough to take a loss when you're not even on the team. No save in the game. Again, a game that takes, I believe, 2 hours and 49 minutes. Full count falls to 14-12. Paducah moves to 12-14 on the season. This is game number 26 of the year. As full count will stay in 3rd place. Hoptown leads with an 18-7 record. Henderson is a half a game behind at 18-8. And they both host games at their place tonight. Madisonville at Hoptown and Fulton at Henderson, as those games probably should get started in about 30 minutes. Well, that'll do it for game 1 of the doubleheader. Rhythm will try to come back and split this one. And for general manager and head coach Josh Carman, this is Tim Reese saying thank you for watching, tuning in today on this Friday afternoon. We'll be back for a Friday evening matinee. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching a Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm Baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll see you next time right here